Hey Void, how you doing? Keeping pace on this, seeing how we do. And it's confession time. Alright, so 2001, A Space Odyssey. Now, this isn't the first time I've seen this film. But the first time was within the last 5 years. So, it took me a while to get to it. Not for any particular reason, it's just I barely came across a copy in the wild, and when I worked at the video store, I just had other priorities. But, finally got to it. And you know, yeah, it's Stanley Kubrick's 1968 magnum opus, I guess. Though half his movies you could call that. Okay. Now, 2001 is infamous for being a bit confusing. And me, in my infinite wisdom of thinking I've seen a movie or two, 2001 shouldn't be a problem. Well, I was doing fine. Until we got to the end. And then, yes, I was left baffled. So, okay, the ending makes about as much sense as people say. Well, I know there's a sequel follow-up, 2020, which does kind of expand upon that. Still haven't seen that. But, just ending alone, whew, okay. But they pretty much set out to make it a bit baffling, so... Okay. So, the plot, essentially, the beginning shows monkeys being uplifted by some external force through this stone monolith, which somehow teaches them tool use and pretty much changes the course of history. Smash cut to present day. Well, spacey present day anyway, where mankind has found a similar obelisk on the moon, buried, through tracing a signal. It's kind of implied that whatever force uplifted the monkeys also left this one as kind of a sign that once mankind found this one, they were ready to go out into space and meet the people who left these signposts. And it was sending us a point of origin was somewhere around Venus. No, not Venus. Jupiter. I think. Saturn. It's early in the morning. I'm kind of. I'll be with Jupiter. It's ways out though. So our mission goes out there with 2 astronauts, a bunch of sleeping people in kind of stasis, and the computer HAL 9000, who kind of runs everything. Now, when HAL seems to make a miscalculation, something that shouldn't happen, they decide to shut him down, which HAL reacts to poorly. After that, we get to our point of destination, go through a wormhole, and things get trippy. Okay. Now, I like the film, don't get me wrong. But Kubrick, my man, let's move it along. This movie is slow, particularly in the beginning. My partner actually made a quip about whether Kubrick realized he was making a movie or just posting his vacation photos, because there's a lot of landscape shots at the beginning. A lot. And the movie is not in a hurry to get to where it's going. It will, the story it's telling is cleverly done by having the characters pause to have a conversation, which you could piece together little bits and pieces about what's going on, or people think is going on. But the pace overall is glacial. When things do start going, it feels like you just hit the edge of the cliff and everything just goes lightning after that, but... Also, this movie has been parodied so often that it's kind of hard not to chuckle now at some of the classics, like the classical music during the space shots, or the infamous opening music, the da 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 boom boom boom. It's all been parodied so often now that it's cool to see its origins, but now it's seeing it afterwards is making you kind of remember the parodies first and foremost. So, the whole thing with Hal is really well done. That is kind of my favorite, is their interactions with Hal, particularly when they're trying to shut him down, just hearing Hal trying to dissuade them. But it kind of makes you feel for this artificial intelligence. It's a good job there. Now, the score is largely classical and works to the film's effect, and pretty much something like this had never been attempted with a space shot, so they work very well. But again, they take their time. Like, there's a lot of slow motion, or not slow motion, but slow moving things through space, like docking, lining up. It isn't in a hurry. And that said, the movie itself is more than 2 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, so a little bit trimmed in this movie would be great, but I can understand why people love 2001. It is a good film. For me, it's going to be a 7 MacGuffins. It's not a movie I return to often because it is a long sit, and I do remember being slow first and foremost when I am going to sit down to watch a movie, and I have to be in the right mood for it. That said, it is definitely worth seeing. If you haven't seen it, totally look into it. It deserves all the praise it does get. I just wish it would move along a little bit more jauntily. Alright, so that's all on this one, and we will see you soon, Boyd.